Welcome back to Not So Radical. This is your host Peter, and today we're talking about Hunter Biden's art scam. Now, this video is going to be quick because it's blatantly obvious to me, at least, and many other people, that this is nothing more than a scam to buy influence for the big guy, also known as his dad, Joe Biden. But let's get into the video and see what you think.
Also, we now know that Hunter Biden is going to be able to meet with prospective buyers at 2 art shows where his paintings are going to be on display later this year. How does this square with the goal of keeping him in the dark about the buyers of his art as a means to prevent even the appearance of undue influence?
Well, this showing that was that you're referencing was previously public. He's not going to have any conversations related to the selling of art. That will be left to the gallerist, as was outlined in the agreement that we announced just a few weeks ago. We believe this is a reasonable system that has been established that allows for Hunter Biden to work in his profession within appropriate safeguards. So he's not.
Now, you're telling me that there's 2 art shows later this year before his art actually goes on sale, and he's going to actually meet people, but he isn't going to apparently talk about the selling of his art while people are asking him, like, hey, what influenced you about this piece of work, or how'd you come up with this idea, or where'd you come up with this, or and so on and so forth. I mean, and it's ludicrous to expect him not to talk about the selling of art at the gallery. As well as I've heard, I haven't confirmed yet, but I also heard that one of the events are apparently a private event, so obviously you're only inviting people that are going to be interested in your art and who you want there. It isn't a public, outspoken event. So, in my eyes, already corruption.
In the meantime, let's talk about another ethical problem for the White House. You know, Hunter Biden has now decided he's an artist, and there is some suggestion that his art, which covers a number of genres, very interesting.
He blows through a straw.
That's Brian's depiction of how he creates these works of art, which apparently may be sold up to $500,000 per piece of art. Now, he's being represented.
Did you hear that? Almost so $500,000 worth for just one piece of art. Just it could go upwards of $500,000. Now, I know plenty of local artists that are way better than Hunter Biden's apparent work, but also it's a little fishy that 6 months into your father's presidency, you're selling art and you're randomly coming out of the woodworks as this professional artist, and your paintings are already going for almost $500,000. I mean, if that doesn't scream illegitimate, I mean, this should be under great scrutiny. I mean, your father's president, people are going to buy influence. It's asinine.
Presented by George Burgess, who's got art galleries in New York and Los Angeles. And it's interesting, when you look into George Burgess, the gallerist's background, it's curious because he's deeply connected to China. In 2015, Resident Magazine, he said he wanted to be the world's art leader in China. In a 24.
So now Hunter Biden's gallerist has connections to China, the Communist Party, and when many of the American people have unanswered questions about Joe Biden's connection as well as Hunter Biden's connection to the CCP party, it's the amount of corruption just keeps piling up over this artwork.
14 interview with Quest magazine. He said he travels to China 3 or 4 times a year and has a solid group of 25 collectors, most of them overseas. Here's the thing, the buyers are supposed to be confidential, and Hunter's not supposed to know who they are, but he's actually going to meet with them when they go, okay, so Hunter, tell us about the blue phase at the top of that, or what was your inspiration on that thing that looks kind of like a shellfish? And he's not supposed to have to be with them because,
especially being the president's son, while during his current presidency, it's just imagine if Donald Trump's son came out of the woodwork 6 months into Trump's presidency, said, hey, I'm a professional artist. I'm going to publish my work and sell my work. Oh, by the way, we're going to be meeting with people from Russia to sell my artwork. How would you all react to that? We all know how you reacted to the Russian hoax that's been proven to be a hoax on Trump, perpetuated by the Democrat Party that y'all so blindly believe.
The worry is that somebody's going to pay $500,000 for one of those things to buy influence, essentially, over this White House.
Can you guys put the pictures back up of
Please.
his paintings? You know, it's interesting.
Okay, I'm I'm over this. Like I said, it was gonna be a quick video. I'm over the amount of corruption from, I mean, day-to-day corruption we've seen from the Biden crime family, and it just keeps piling up, and nobody bats an eyelash. I mean, some Republicans raise eyebrows about it, but it's quickly beat down by the liberal media, Democrats. Nothing's going on here. Nothing to see. No problem at all. I mean, I don't know what this country's coming to. I don't like the direction it's headed. Along with more than half of America, they are done. Along with Joe Biden's approval rating, which is plummeting, which is no surprise. But until next time, this is Not So Radical. Have a nice week.